Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya narang chaivam narottamam deving saraswating vyasam tato jayam udirayet nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityang bhagavata sevaya bhagavat yuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 20, The Dynasty of Puru, text number 1. Shri Badarayani Ruvacha Purorvangsang Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vanksha Brahma Vangshyascha Gire Shri Badarayani Ruvacha Purorvangshang Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vanksha Brahma Vangshyascha Gyagire Shri Badarayani Ruvacha Purorvangshang Pravakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata Yatra Rajarshayo Vanksha Brahma Vangshyascha Gyajire. Shri Badarayani Ruvacha Purorvangsang Prabhakshyami Yatra Jatosi Bharata. Shri Badarayani Uvacha. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, Purovangsham, the dynasty of Maharaj Puru, Pravakshyami, now I shall narrate. Yatra, in which dynasty? Jata Asi, you were born. Bharata, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharata. Yatra, in which dynasty? Raja Rishaya, all the kings were saintly. Vangsha, one after another. Brahma Vangsha, many Brahmana dynasties. Cha, also. Jajire, grew up. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharata, I shall now describe the dynasty of Puru, in which you were born, in which many saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmanas began. Responsively, Shukadev Goswami said, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Maharaj Bharata, I shall now describe the dynasty of Puru, in which you were born, in which mainly saintly kings appeared, and from which many dynasties of Brahmanas began. Srila Prabhupada's purport. There are many historical instances by which we can understand that from Kshatriyas many Brahmanas have been born, and that from Brahmanas many Kshatriyas have been born. The Lord himself says in Bhagavad-Gita, Chatur Varnyang Maya Srishtang Guna Karma Vibhagasha. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Therefore, regardless of the family in which one takes birth, when one is qualified with the symptoms of a particular section, he is to be described accordingly. Yal Lakshanang Proktam. One's place in the Varna divisions of society is determined according to one's symptoms or qualities. This is maintained everywhere in the Shastra. Birth is secondary consideration. The first consideration is one's qualities and activities. Om Jnanatamurandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitang Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let us offer respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees, can fulfill the desires of everyone, and full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpa turubhyascha, ripa sindhubhyeva cha, patitanam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, great privilege and honor to be here. All of you are very fortunate to be here daily. It's true that material world is a place of suffering. Even for the devotees, they're feeling great separation from the devotees, especially seeing the beauty of the deities and the kirtan. So this is the gift, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, the teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam, teachings of Lord Krishna, that throughout history, we see in the histories, we just read so many stories, I mean not so many, but King Yayati, how he married Devayani and Sarmishta, and he was Kshatriya, she was Brahmini, and from a Brahmin family, and so many mixed matches are there. And although we respect one who comes from a good family, these are the qualities of Krishna. He's very wealthy, very educated, very beautiful. Respect and honor is given. So if one comes from a good family but behaves very poorly, then it's almost like an insult to the family, a disgrace to the family, that the person is not behaving properly. So here we're hearing that although birth is important, but it's secondary, most important is our qualities and service, and it's according to one's symptoms. Just like even though, I think there's one story of Gautam Muni, one boy was trying to take initiation, and only people from Brahmana family who are truthful and honest, they can take that initiation. So the guru is asking, well, which family you've come from? He goes, I don't know, I'm not really sure. Ask your mother. So the boy asked his mother, who's my father? I don't know, this is Kali Yuga, so many men, I don't know. And so he came back and told the guru that I'm not really, we don't know. He said, oh, okay, you're a Brahmana because you're very truthful. Normally someone would be very embarrassed and say, yes, my father was such and such, or I come from this lineage or this family, this great tradition. So this is what we're being taught by Srila Prabhupada, and also in these teachings that when Yayati, he was very enthusiastic about enjoying this material world. All these examples in histories that we read in Srimad Bhagavatam are to give us a strong lesson. Many chapters were dedicated how Yayati, although he was not supposed to, he upset his wife Devayani by being with his co-wife or the assistant Sharmishta. So Shukracharya, he didn't want to get involved in these issues, these family issues, but he felt great attachment to his daughter, and so as a result, being a very powerful Brahmana, he went to chastise the father of Sharmishta, and the father, he was a king, Kshatriya, but he understood, oh, this powerful Brahmana, he's upset, so I need to rectify the situation. So very quickly, he's offering dandavats, trying to please Shukracharya. Although Shukracharya, it said, didn't want to get involved in the family business, but due to family attachment, we know even the Battle of Kurukshetra, so many stalwart, great personalities had to compromise their position to take allegiance with Duryodhana, because the king maintaining, they felt obligated. So sometimes, or every time, in this world, when we want to enjoy, because this is why we're coming into the material world, is because we have this enjoying spirit. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, but we forget. And we think, let me give it a go. Let me make a try at this enjoyment business. And it's all centered around, I want to be happy. And how will I become happy? I need someone to be happy with. And so the whole idea, when Yayati, after so many years, well, we'll go back to that, he was cursed by Shukracharya to get old, an invalid, because he disobeyed the order of Shukracharya, and he couldn't control his mind and his lust. And so Yayati was desperate. He had so many sons, Yadu, and so many sons were there in Puru. Finally, everyone said, no, I am not taking your old age. But the father was trying to say it's the duty of the child to respect the father and carry out his wishes. But Puru, somehow he accepted this curse. But after so many years of trying to enjoy in this material world, 1,000 years, maybe back then it wasn't such a long time, but for us it seems like 1,000 years of trying to enjoy. Then Yayati, King Yayati became disgusted or dissatisfied. Because we know that when you have this desire, a man has a woman, or a woman has a man, the man feels, now it's my duty to protect the woman. And what is grihastha, or family life, without children, without griha, without a home? And that home has to be nicely decorated so when my friends come over they can appreciate how successful I am. Then the prestige of family, tradition, my father, my mother, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, uncles, aunts, grandchildren, it's like a web, it's an entanglement. And we all seem to fall for it, despite the fact that we hear good instructions that by giving into the mind, giving into the idea of lust, and thinking that I will become happy by fulfilling my desires, I can work hard, I'll fulfill my desires, but it's been proven again and again and again, all that you may have accumulated, people are still so much full of anxiety, full of distress and agony. There's never any real satisfaction in the material existence. That's why it's recommended that, vanaprastha, at the age of 50, anyone 50 or above? 50 years old? Yeah. So you're supposed to go to the Vani. They say that to the Van, and Vrindavan is the special place. To go to Sri Vrindavan is meant for cultivating spiritual life. It's meant for awakening our eternal identity, our true eternal existence. Because if we always stay in the darkness of Andhakupam, of the well of my nationality, I'm from a Brahmin family, many people can't seem to get beyond that. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Prabhupada very strongly preached about cultivating the qualities of a Brahmana. And even beyond that, Vishuddha-sattva, transcendental qualities, by serving Krishna, by taking up the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the Lord's holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's a very, very powerful medicine to help shake us or awaken us so that we don't lose the opportunity of the human form of life. Because everyone who's born in this material world is considered like an animal, because animals, they're eating, they're sleeping, they're mating, they're defending. But human being, he's gifted with higher intelligence, called a rational animal. And we should utilize that for the purpose of advancing in spiritual life. So King Yayati, he told a funny story to his wife about the he-goat and the she-goat, and how the she-goat fell into the dark well, and the he-goat felt compassion, and he had to work very hard to help get her out, so he was laboring very hard to make it easy for her to come out of the well, describing the hard labor required. Yeah. I was thinking, I was on my roof chanting, looking at the samadhi here. I can see the samadhi from the roof of my house. I was thinking, for 45 years I was on Sankirtan. Of course, that's a transcendental activity, but working hard, so many businesses. I got my 2 sons, my wife, and naturally, even though we are in Krishna consciousness, when we have family, we have responsibilities. You have to take care of those responsibilities. And I was thinking, so many years of working to achieve that goal. But of course, it's purifying, but not everyone is fortunate enough to end up in Vrindavan like all of us. We're very fortunate. And this, COVID-19 virus has put people in such a miserable condition, depression. People are very, very depressed. There's 30, 40 million people unemployed in America, what to speak of the world, hundreds of millions of people. They don't know how they're going to eat, how they're going to have shelter. But in this material world, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartano Arjuna, from the highest planet down to the lowest, all are places of misery. Repeated birth and death take place. So we've become very fortunate. We have a mother and father, but our real mother and father is Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. Brahmanda Brahmite Kaunya Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. One who's Bhagyavan, who's very, very fortunate, he has a chance to not only meet the Guru, but to serve the Guru. It's not a fashion, Prabhupada would say often, like when he was in the Lower East Side, there was some bearded, very charismatic gurus, so it became a fashion. I have my guru, But we don't hear the guru or serve the guru. It's just like an ornament. I have my guru, is good. But Prabhupada very strongly wanted that when one becomes a disciple, ultimately Arjuna, after giving so much logical and good arguments that why he should not fight in the battle, that we would disrupt the family tradition, we would cause unwanted progeny, because the women would be unprotected. Many things he said were good and sounded very logical, and as far as society is concerned, these are all very good things. But Krishna says, no, you surrender to me. And when Arjuna understood He says, oh, that now I surrender unto you, please instruct me. You know, I'm lost, I'm confused, you please instruct me. So this instruction from Krishna in the form of Bhagavad-Gita, in the form of Srila Prabhupada's lectures, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the form of the holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for that purpose. Chaito Darpana Marjanang Bhava Mahadevagni Nirvapanam. Our heart has been covered over by a desire to enjoy this world. And no matter how we try to manipulate the situation, we ourselves, if we think that, no, I can make my own decisions, the only good decision you can make is to surrender to Guru. Tadviri pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnananas tattva darshanam. Because the spiritual master, he's seen the truth, he's a representative of Krishna. Krishna's personally coming, he's incarnating, and so many Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and so many dynasties and so many great yogis and munis, they perform great tapasya, great austerity, and can very easily be deviated by this desire for sense gratification. Even if you're under the water meditating for many, many thousands of years, still, if there's some impure desire still lodged in the heart, it can very easily, we call it, derail us, throw us off track. The train runs on a track. If you fall off the track, then everything just completely, sometimes when the train is going too fast around a curve, if it goes off the track, derailed, everything's just smashed to pieces. So this inattention and this pursuit of sense gratification is the all-devouring, sinful enemy of this world. And although it's very difficult, and even though one may be very scholarly, from a good family, good Brahmana family, a good upbringing, even a Jamil, in his youth was a very good Brahmin. He was performing puja, yajna. Matter of fact, he was on his way to get ingredients for more yajna and more puja when he saw the Shudra and Shudrani embracing and in a lustful way, and it disturbed his mind. So the association is so valuable and so important that in previous times, when we're living in village, simple living, chatur varnyang maya srishtang guna karma vibhagasha, Krishna created, there's the Brahmanas giving education, Kshatriyas for protection, giving everyone protection and guidance, Vaishyas, we all have to eat. Soon the stomach will be telling us, go get prasad. So we have to grow the grains and perform all our various duties to keep the society functioning. And Shudras, they have no interest to give, big philosophical talks. They're not interested in maintaining or protecting or ruling, and they don't have the energy or power to do the work of producing food grains, taking care of cows. Let me assist you, whatever, cleaning, helping out, whatever it is, that's okay. These are all natural, and like the body, the legs cannot complain because the hands are protecting and the head's giving direction and the stomach is providing energy for the whole body. So Krishna's created it like this. But the perfection of this Sanatan Dharma, Varnashram Dharma, the perfection of human civilization is to awaken God consciousness. And how do we do that? How do we awaken God consciousness? By this Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanavedam. Hearing, chanting, and remembering. In the village, they would sit down and listen to Ramayana, Mahabharata, great stories. They were naturally very chaste. Prabhupada would describe, even in his youth, even though the proclivity or the natural tendency of young boys is to go maybe, very boldly approach a young woman. But he said, during my time, even though that a desire may have been there, socially it was not acceptable, nor would one be so bold or so arrogant as to misbehave in such a way. There were certain rules and regulations because of upbringing, because of culture, because of heritage, social customs, religious principles, all these things were actually important and followed. In this way, the Rajarshis, the saintly kings, understood the purpose of life, so they made sure that all the citizens were properly engaged. So by their duty, by their varna and ashrama, they can gradually progress towards spiritual life. There was guidance. And because now the leaders are simply fools, almost demoniac as we described, and they have no clue what is religion, what is irreligion, and they're simply based upon politics, economics, doesn't matter about religious principles, culture. So we want to train, not that we want to, but Krishna, he gave Brahma, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, all the great acharyas are very much eager and determined to deliver this message of Krishna to others. It's described that one who's advancing in Krishna consciousness, he doesn't want to sit idly. He doesn't want to just sit down and make a comfortable position. He wants to be able to give this message to others. How to do that? By following the direction of Guru. Every morning we're singing Sangsara Dava Nalalita Loka. We're all suffering in this burning forest fire of material existence. But the Guru, he's giving relief by bringing the clouds of mercy and extinguishing this blazing fire of material existence. But Krishna's, within the prayer, Mangalartik prayers, is describing about nice preparations for Krishna, cleaning the floor for Krishna, preaching the message of Krishna consciousness. And all this is very systematically arranged. How wonderful. Who could ever know that Srila Prabhupada, by the inspiration of the order of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, took on this mission, this very valuable mission, and almost in a very dangerous situation. Imagine coming at such an old age to a foreign country. And Srila Prabhupada, when he landed in Boston, we read recently how he felt, how will these people ever accept this knowledge of the Vedic literatures? They're so much engrossed in intoxication, illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, their whole life. This is their whole life. This is so-called material civilization, artificial ugra karma, artificial buildings. Now we see, if you drive to Delhi, all these huge buildings like pigeon rooms, empty, unfinished, because artificial civilization cannot survive without the Varnashram culture, without Sanatan Dharma, without the guidance and wisdom of the great acharyas and the Shastra, Sadhu Shastra Guru. Then everyone's pursuit is simply for money. Where can I get money? I have crores and crores, doesn't matter, I need more and more and more. And people, no matter how much they have, even if they have the whole world, are never satisfied. That's how lust is. Imagine you have a fire and you're throwing butter into the fire, thinking, let me put out the fire by throwing butter inside the fire. It doesn't go out. It may go down slightly, but then it comes with a big blaze. So material life is like that. The more we try to feed our gratification, the more we try to take care of our material desires, the more we're going to be burning in material existence. So it's very scientific. Krishna consciousness is a great science. Simple living, high thinking. But the simple living leads to good association, because with bad association, then very quickly we become allured for the illusion that there's some happiness in the sense gratification. There's some happiness in material life. But we just read several chapters of so much attempt of happiness, and ultimately the conclusion is, let me give up this nonsense of material existence. Let me go to Vrindavan, chant with all the devotees together in front of Shri Shri Gaurnitai, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram, Radhashama Sundar, Lita Vishaka Devi, in the association of devotees. Don't think Devotees know living outside without devotee association is not good, correct? It's very painful. I have devotees calling me, please let me come to the temple. I said, yeah. I also want to come to the temple. We all want to come to the temple. And we're taking measures by which we can help all of us, all of our congregation, so we can be strong, so we can deliver the message of Godhead to everyone who's suffering in this material existence. Yeah. But we should not disqualify someone thinking that, people were astonished that, Bhaktivedanta Swami is ruining Hindu culture by bringing these Westerners, giving them second initiation, or allowing the Africans to participate, or the Europeans to participate. This is our exclusive Hindu club. But Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, and the great Acharyas didn't see it like that. They saw that by qualities and by activity, by one's symptoms, that if one is actually performing the yajna, performing the Artik ceremony, chanting the holy name, anyone who's chanting the holy name is worthy of our respect. Actually, the Lord's in everyone's heart. It says that one who can appreciate others and treat others with love and care, even his enemies, he's a Paramahamsa, he's a pure devotee. He can see the Lord is in every living being. And so how, even though this person is not friendly to me, somehow or other, the six Goswamis were considered to the devotees and the ruffians. They were very dear to everyone. I mean, a materialist may not see it like that, but the devotee, at least he may not feel that way, but at least he has the great fortune of hearing it, that we catch our anger, we catch our envy, we catch our lust. We see, I got angry, I shouldn't have, I regret that deeply. This is a lot of, in the Christian religion, confession, and also sometimes they beat themselves for being bad, they try to repent, repenting that I've done something very wrong, now I surrender. So in the same way, we also do like that Prabhupada says, in front of the fire, in front of the Guru, in front of all the Vaishnavas, you're taking vows. These are the vows. Everyone knows the vows? No intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex. And what is the offenses? Disobeying the order of the spiritual master, the very first offense. So if we knowingly are disobeying the order of the spiritual master to work, to serve without personal desire Krishna's mission, to treat other Vaishnavas with love and respect, to be cooperative, then we're actually committing offenses. And by offenses, one is eclipsing the potency of the holy name. See, we're chanting the holy name of Krishna, we're praying to Krishna, please engage me in service. Then when the Maharaj comes and says, do service, oh Maharaj, this is a new time now. We're all accustomed to coming, chanting, eating prasad in our room all day. It's okay. We're okay like that. But the Maharaj, he was appointed by our very famous Vrindavan Executive Board. He saw that actually in the temple, all the devotees should be engaged in service. It's the duty and responsibility of everyone to take up the mission of the Guru, and it's not that, I know better, I know how to take care of my own self. That may be, but once we surrender to the Guru, once we surrender to the mission, we actually should very humbly follow the instructions of our Guru, of our spiritual master. It's not an easy world we live in, it's very difficult. We have ego issues, we have challenges. They say it's hard to be humble. It's understandable. Everyone wants to think themselves number one. They have number one dad. We're in all competition is to become number one. So Puru was feeling bad that when his father had to ask him, he accepted. He said, but I should have actually offered first class disciple is one who knows, he sees the situation and he acts before he's told. So that's sign of intelligence because of studying Shastra, good association, feeling the mood of the Guru. Yesterday I was watching Srila Prabhupada walking in Calcutta, and I saw Shrita Kirti behind him, and I saw him in London during the Rath Yatra. Although he was very ill, he didn't even sit on the asana. He went with all the devotees, and I saw Shrita, he was guarding Prabhupada. So I texted him at 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, "You awake?" I said, I'm seeing you serving Prabhupada. It's inspirational. So when you see the devotees are serving the Guru enthusiastically with attention, this is good. First-class disciple is one who anticipates what is the need, what needs to be done, and he does it. Second class, he's told, okay, Dharmatma, do this. Yes, I'll do it. That's good. That's number 2. Number 3 is, Prabhu, do this. Okay, maybe. It's like, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying the exam. In fourth class is, despite getting good instructions, one still just listens to the mind and does whatever little scheme and plot and plan they have for their own betterment. We're not saying don't think, don't use your intelligence, your God gift. It's a gift of God, intelligence, logic, reason, common sense. We don't want blind followers. We don't want robots. And sometimes if you're ordering something, they said, click here, make sure you're not a robot. I don't know if you've noticed that on the internet, but they have some things you have to click. So we don't want to be gullible. Gullible means that you're easily taken by someone and misdirected. We're not looking to misdirect anyone. We're trying to set up a system where we can work together cooperatively to bring pleasure to our Father, Prabhupada. Prabhupada's our real father, Krishna's our real father and mother. And the Guru, because he's representing Krishna, he's non-different than Krishna. He's respected on the level of Krishna. So we have to learn like this to respect all those who are engaged in the service of the Lord, those who are chanting the Lord's holy name. We have to show proper respect and not try to evaluate one by external symptoms. Who was that Mukunda was judging Gadadhar because of his opulence? Or no, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, who was misunderstanding the, Yes, he thought, but then when some pastimes of the Lord were being recited, then he went into complete ecstasy. He said, "Oh, I misjudged him, because I got a nice chadar on today." You might think, "Oh, look at this guy, it's given by someone as a gift." So I thought, that's nice. I haven't been to the temple in a while. I should be a little colorful, So it's not like I'm just simply trying to enjoy this and get some prestige or something. I'm trying to please the devotees by. We should. Prabhupada is very careful that you should look nicely, like Vaishnavas, nicely shaven, nicely clean, tilak, tulsi. They say when you see a devotee with dhoti, kurta, nice shaven head, nice tilak, like a Vaikuntha man, like some coming from the spiritual kingdom. And he often remarked how some priests were appreciating. He said that these are our boys, our girls. They were not so enthusiastic in the church, but now they're so bright-faced and so eager. And one becomes bright-faced and one becomes glowing in Krishna consciousness by carrying out the order of Guru. The Guru actually gives potency. And it's not something artificial. "Oh, Guru, give me your mercy. Give me your ashtavad." What is it? Ashtavad? The mercy, the dust of the feet. Huh? Give me your blessings. Give me your mercy. And Prabhupada said, "Okay, I bless you that you leave home and stay here, surrender." No, not those blessings. The blessings that people are looking for is, let me be successful in my business, let my family be happy, let me be, appreciated and loved in society. All the things which are entrapping everyone, all the things which are misdirecting the whole world people are praying for. You know, the famous song by one rock and roll music, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz, or give me give me this and give me that. So we are praying for everyone's health and everyone's protection, but we're praying that ultimately that they stay healthy in Krishna consciousness, that they take up a desire to, even though you may not have a desire, read Bhagavatam systematically. Start from the beginning, and every day. You know, I've seen some rocks in the Himalayas, and the water was flowing on them, and they're completely molded or curved out because of the pressure of the water. So every day you're reading, hearing about Krishna, reading Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing the words of Krishna. It penetrates the heart. The hard-heartedness actually softens. All the nonsense in the mind, all the desires to enjoy this temporary world, at some point, like Dhruva Maharaj, after he took the darshan of the Lord, he said, oh, I was looking for broken pieces of glass, and you got the supreme jewel. So Krishna consciousness is offering something which is not available in the material world. It's only available in the spiritual world. And that's our real home. That's our real identity. We're actually covered. This is our encagement, our prison. This body is our prison. We're encaged. And we have to leave from one prison cell to another prison cell to another prison cell. We may think I'm a first-class prisoner. Very good, but we're all prisoners in this world. So we should not strive to have a very, shiny bars in our prison cell, thinking that, oh, I am happy. Your prison bars are rusty, mine are shiny. We're all imprisoned in this world. And get over the whole, I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya, I'm not a Shudra, I'm not a sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, gopi, bharatu, padakamalaya, das, anudas. I'm a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. And the more we have that mentality that I want to become a servant and I want to follow this process of bhakti, and that can all happen by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions, comments, corrections? There's a microphone here. Maharaj? Oh. Yes. It's on. Yeah.
Prabhu, just like the instruction of Guru which are given to us, sometimes Guru is not present, so authority is there. So we have to follow the authority, whatever authority is given. And if we do not follow authority, we disobey the authority. So should we respect that person, or we should ask him that what Guru is telling you?
Yeah, that's always following the guru means to follow authority, and sometimes someone may not like to follow authority, which should be our impression. Right? The more we work on ourselves, the more we ourselves try to be careful with our own shortcomings. When they say, when you point a finger, three are pointing at you. Say you, but we ourselves have to very carefully follow. Of course, if in a friendly way, out of love and care, not in a critical, chastising way, because brothers and sisters, we have to try to be a little bit sensitive. And of course, it's difficult to be an administrator and or guru or leader, because you have to give instruction, and sometimes that instruction is not so desirable, and people may not want to follow because the mind is not really in the proper frame of mind. So we should work on ourselves as much as possible and leave that duty to the ones who have been forced to take on that responsibility. We can try to do like that. Maharaj, you look too happy today. You look very happy.
This is part like Sutta. Sutta Goswami promising that I am going to describe the dynasty of Kuru. In previous chapter, there is very celebrated a statement by Guru, which I have already mentioned that, about the duty of son.
The duty of son, yes.
He had a very celebrated statement from Uttamas to Chintan Kurya, first class son. Somehow that he comes to know the mind of his father. Father doesn't tell him, but understand what my father wants. Immediately he does. Immediately he does. He is first class. Second class, if father says something to do, with all the respect, considering that I am fortunate that my father has given this instruction that he is second class. He thinks that I am such a person that my father gave me this order. He is second class. And third class, when father states to do that, and spiritual matter, he does obey. But thinking that, oh, this is burden, how come my father should not have ordered me this way. But since I am his son, I must do. And he does. He is third class. And the another one who doesn't do. About him, he has Guru says he is not Putra. Sanskrit word for son is Putra. He is not that he is fourth class. He is not Putra at all. What is he then? He has also taken birth from father. How can you say that he is not your Putra? So here Guru says he is Putra. Since the same genital Mutra comes and Putra comes. So he is not a fourth class son. He is not a son, rather he is Mutra.
Like urine, they say the urine, yeah. Or even they call it, sometimes they say like stool, like it just.
This is a statement right we are going to listen whole chapter, many chapters dedicated for the dynasty.
Yes.
Better to his one instruction is a statement he is to remember. In verse 12:44, chapter 12, no sorry, 18. Chapter 18 and 44. Nice purpose for I did mention same thing.
Yes. See, we're all very fortunate to have the Swamis, to have Prabhupada's representatives. We also have many older devotees who've been many, many years serving very enthusiastically Srila Prabhupada's mission. And that cannot go neglected. Sometimes people say, "Oh, you're showing favoritism." No showing favoritism. It's showing respect. We have to respect. Obviously, we want to respect everyone. Everyone needs respect, but also we have to recognize and appreciate that someone's dedicated 30, 40, 50 years of their life and helped, especially during difficult times. When we hear starting this Prabhupada's mission, it's not that all of a sudden Prabhupada appeared in America and then gold came running from the heavens and people came flocking. All the followers are like hippies. They had no money. They had no real experience. Prabhupada trained everything: how to eat, how to dress properly, how to eat properly, how to go to the bathroom, how to go to